こんばんは。みんなお元気ですか？ピーターさんです。ピーターさんじゃなくてね、ピーターです。エメネのピーター。今日良かったけど、ちょっと大変でした。疲れた。疲れた。いい日でしたけど、いい日になりましたけど。Alright, guys. Hello, hello. What's going on? This is Peter. Um, I'm in a bit of a chipper mood. Um, I had my fill of a couple of my favorite stuff. Good evening, K8-san. I had some Band-Maid to fill my soul, and I had some Panda Express to fill my belly. And now I have some, not Starbucks, I have some 7-Eleven smoothie. They came out with a smoothie recently for summer. This is a strawberry banana soy smoothie, which costs like 300 yen. Not quite worth the price, but oishi. All right, everyone. Shall we get to it? Today is August 30th, Friday, 2024. I think, as most of you, if not all of you, know, word had been going around all week that a typhoon was coming. It came, it's here. It's weaker than expected in some places, but there's still a lot of rain and flooding and all in places. Unfortunately, an area called Miyazaki took some damage at the start. A band I really love called Let It Out Lydia, which actually just dropped a new single called Taste Me. Hey, Haro, Haro, Haro. Their hometown. So let's just hope everyone is safe. Kyushu, the most southwestern part of Japan, took a big hit. So, but yeah, due to that fact, it was extra rainy this week, extra windy, extra humid. Um, Man, I mean, like buckets and buckets of sweat. So, not my favorite time of the year, not my favorite weather, but it was still a very nice time because it was. Good stuff happened. So yeah, because of the weather and the typhoon, there were people who actually, because a lot of transportation was shut down. So Shinkansen, so I think a lot of people, I don't know how many, but a fair number of people couldn't make it to the show to Tokyo because things were closed, shut down, planes, trains, automobiles. Um, so due to that fact, um, I think some of you may have heard the news, but maybe not. But let me read this announcement before I get into all the details of what happened tonight. This is an announcement from Band-Maid, which came roughly around 8:15 or so on their Instagram. Thank you all for coming today despite the unfavorable weather. We received an overwhelming number of applications for this performance, and we sincerely appreciate your support. We also understand that due to the impact of the typhoon, many of you were unable to attend today. I don't know how many that is, but they were there, or they weren't there. Therefore, although it will only be a short period of 3 days, we will be offering a free video stream of part of this performance for the members of our fan club, Omeshu Sama no Kai, as a token of our gratitude. So let me just say that one more time. A part of this performance from tonight will be available for a short period of 3 days for Omeshus. That is a paying member of Bandmaid's official website. If you are not a member yet, uh, pay your $5 and watch some of the show. I don't know how much. There were 22 songs, and we'll go over them. But yeah, details will be announced at a later date. So exactly when that's going to happen, I don't know. I don't know how soon. Um, but yeah, that is that. Now, I fortunately live about 20 minutes away by bicycle from the venue, from here, from my place to Shibuya. Getting there, not too much hillage. Coming back, I did not see a pro camp set up. MCs were short. Yeah, the MC time was short. And it was actually their shortest. It was one of their shortest OQGs. So 22 songs. It started about 5 minutes late, and it ended. So it started around 6:05. But then there's also like the entrance song and whatnot. But with that included, anywhere between 6:05 to 6:10. I forget exactly, and then it ended before 8 o'clock, like right before 8 o'clock. So one of the shorter OQGs that I've been to personally. Um, yeah. So still have issues with my foot, so I made sure to take my meds, wrap it up pretty well, and put on a compression sock and made sure it's all okay. So it actually worked out pretty well. I actually didn't have too much pain, but I also took some ibuprofen or aspirin. The MCs, I don't know. I don't know what part of the performance it'll be, but if it is part of it, most likely not. Most likely you won't get any MC time, which for some people they don't need it, especially if they don't speak Japanese. Some people just like watching their antics and their cuteness. So, but yeah, I got to the venue. Let's see, because the doors opened at 5. I got there about 4:30 ish. I had initially wanted to go earlier, leave earlier, so I could go to Panda Express before the show, and then come and then join the festivities. But just walking my dog, all that stuff, I actually got there at 4:30, and I went after the show. Well, I'm still happy. It's nice. It was a nice cap to a nice nightcap to having Band-Maid. So I got there around 4:30. It was again sticky as hell. Thankfully, the rain had not even a drizzle, like a dizzle, little dizzle or a little rizzle. Nothing too bad. So it worked out really well. Still sticky. The venue itself, Spotify O East, I had never been to, but what boggles my mind is that an area like Shibuya, if you've ever been like in those tight streets, I mean, it's really, really narrow. It's really, really narrow. And it's not like a long stretch. I mean, they just twist and turn every which way. You have so many pedestrians and cars and whatnot. And so the venue itself, inside is fine. It's nice. I mean, it's a good enclosure. Outside, crap. It's pretty crap. Waiting outside, being like around people, and again with the weather too, just didn't help. But you don't really have any space to move or walk around in. So if those of you who watched my live stream pre-OQG, I did a few interviews. Um, it just is not really the most comfortable, not the most, didn't have the most ease of interaction. Um, but we got in at 5. My ticket number was 534. Not the worst, not the best, but it was fine. What's going on, Mark? How are you? Didn't buy any merch. These days, with all the different shows that I'm going to, bands that I'm seeing and supporting, um, Band-Maid, I think finally, kind of thankfully, because SJ understands, and some of those of you who have like packaged all your Band-Maid merch and T-shirts, like I moved to Tokyo in March, and when I was packing all the T-shirts, I almost felt sick because so many boxes were being taken up by Band-Maid, and not even just like bands, but Band-Maid merch. I had like 70 plus T-shirts, and so I had to say, you know what? You've got a lot. You've got enough. You you don't need everything. And thankfully, I'm free. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. I think I am. I'm free of that curse. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't do anymore. I mean, other bands I'm okay with. I don't feel bad. It is. And the only cure I think is either staying away from music altogether or getting into other bands. And that kind of helps. So I get inside the venue, 5 o'clock, went in, and rather than going like up to as close as I possibly could, I decided I would stay at the step up towards the back. So it's the rail, there's a soundboard, um, and just kind of a little step up about maybe that much above the actual level where everyone else is standing up in front. Just because I thought, well, with my foot, I'd rather have some space. So that's what I did, and it was fine. It was good. It worked out really well that way. Saw familiar faces, um, and then met some new faces, which is really nice too. Um, there were a few people who introduced themselves to me for the first time, and I'm always kind of, I'm still not taken aback. Like, I'm not surprised that people watch our channel, but I'm kind of surprised that they watch our channel. I'm kind of surprised. It's nice. It's really like it's constant gratitude. It's constant gratitude. Um, I don't know. Like why do you wanna why would you wanna watch this? It's okay to have just 10. 70 is ridiculous. I was out of my mind in the first 5 years of Band-Maid. Um, yeah. You, some of you understand. Um, yeah, again, the venue itself, if I'm not mistaken, is about 1,300 capacity at Spotify O East. Um, my English is pretty good. Thank you very much. I was just saying, I was telling someone, I was telling someone, yeah, my English, I've studied a lot of English, quite a bit. Not as much in the past 14 years, but I studied quite a bit of English in my younger years. So thank you. I try. um, yeah, so seeing some new faces, meeting new people, and them just saying, "I watch your channel, thank you," and it's nice. It's really just nice. I appreciate it a lot. And then I shared an image from last time. I believe this was from Extra Pongi with the warning, and a gentleman, an elderly gentleman, who I'm pretty sure drew this himself. Oh, it's Made Beat. I think some of you may actually know. Um, so he drew this and gave this to me at the Extra Pongi show. And then he saw me again today, said thank you. So I assume you'll be watching again, but he said thank you. Um, for the first time. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then he gave me this one of Miku. So I have Miku and I have Konami. And it really does capture who they are. So I really like that a lot. So thank you once again, Matebeat. I appreciate your work, your artistry, and it's great for people to share. And I know people will be jealous, but I do have to share. Yeah, and I do have to say thank you again. I did have a good time, Steen. Of Marshall, if you can see this. This is the Acoustic Maids. And again, the artistry behind this, I mean, it's pretty wild. It is pretty wild. So, yeah. So thank you once again, Marshall, for all the work that you do. Thank you for your obsession with Band-Maid. And as someone who understands the over-the-top quality of obsession that comes with wanting to express your personal gifts for Band-Maid? Because, I had my time. It's not like it was before, but, some people said you're a little crazy, and I get that. So thank you again. And also, Nishi-san. Nishi-san is the gentleman who always takes those huge, massive group photos. Um, but because of the venue and how packed it was to just get inside, and then how small and narrow the streets were, we really couldn't take a photo. So, but I spoke with him. He's actually the gentleman that I interviewed first today from the Pryokyuji. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can see that. Some portions are in Japanese. I tried to translate a little bit, but hopefully it's okay. But he gave me some stickers. Maybe you can see it better this way. What does it say? Gatiko family. BM Gatiko family. Various colors. I actually don't know what Gatiko is. Hello, hello, airline. So BM Gatiko family. And I'm assuming these are, yeah, more or less the Band-Maid colors-ish. So thank you again. Yeah, it's, I do, again, I appreciate the fanaticism. And it's cool that it's still continuing. So, all right, guys. Now, I would want to say that it's because of Misa that the songs playing during our wait time before the show begins switched from Arctic Monkeys to Oasis. And I also know that some people who watch just decals for anywhere, I guess. Gati koi. Ah, okay. Gati. Gatsi koi? Gati. Interesting. Real love. Or what is it that people do these days? I don't know what, because this is what we used to do, right? And then in Korea, people used to do this, and then it became, I don't know, is that what it is? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Alan, what's going on? All right, guys. But yeah, so Oasis was playing overhead. I like them. I enjoy them, and I'm happy that they're doing a reunion and they're having a tour going on. Some of you don't give a shit, but the Arctic Monkeys were old 5 years ago. But all right. How do I want to begin this? Okay, so the theme today was not just a spin-off, because that was really the Yokohama spin-off back in February, was it? At Zip Yokohama. And for me, that was something special. That was good. Like I loved that show. To be honest, more than I did Yokohama Arena. Personally, it got to me so deeply. Um, Today was a spin-off, but it was themed medium in summer. And the understanding is that the oh really okay. The understanding is that it would be medium tempo songs um, during summer, which it is now. So I had my thoughts, I had my predictions of what they would play. I was right on two things. The first was that there would be a lot of Conqueror, because Conqueror is the mid-tempo album within the family of Band-Maid albums. Um, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, count them. 8 songs off of Conqueror out of 22 songs. So that's more than a third. God. I gotta do better at this. Okay, I'm gonna do just a quick little flex. I've done this before, but a quick little flex. How many of you have the miso version of the Conqueror album. Yeah. Yeah, that's I really like the novelty spin-off. That's right, you do. You finally got it. All right. So let's take a look, guys, at Conqueror. Page, Glory, Page, Glory Liberal, Endless Story, Mirage, At the Drop of a Hat, Wonderland, Azure, Dilemma, Bubble, The Dragon Cries, Flying High, which I really, really wanted to hear. Unfortunately, they chose not to. Catharsis, Blooming, and Urine. So this is 15 songs they played over half the album. Over half the album. So, but yeah, again, expected. Expected. The other thing that I expected, because Misa hinted at it, and I mentioned it in a previous breaking news gate, is that they would do chemical reaction. And why don't we just, yeah, I'll just say this. Why the hell is Band-Maid not playing chemical reaction? It was amazing. I mean, amazing. Like the energy, the attitude, just like the it's like where you feel like your neck wants to just jerk further than it actually can, and we're all like walking around like chickens. I mean, I honestly don't get it. I don't get it. For the life of me, I do not understand why Band-Maid does not play Chemical Reaction. And I'm hoping that after the reaction, yeah, after the reaction of Chemical Reaction today, that they'll play it more. And that they'll play it at the Zip shows coming up and then at the other spin-offs as well. God, it was so damn good. Like, ah. Just so good. If you love Chemical Reaction off of Unseen World, if you hear it live, if you ever get the opportunity, and I hope you guys will, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's one of those things where there's a legit chemical reaction in the crowd. The music, again, it's like there's this attitude. It just thumps and it pounds and like just thinking about it. Chemical reaction. Oh, after you watch this, listen to Chemical Reaction again and just imagine just an arena. It is like the like stadium anthem. I mean, is that what they were waiting for? So but I knew that they would play Chemical Reaction because Misa posted on her Instagram like a few weeks ago or like um, a couple months ago of her actually playing it. She put a little clip on her Instagram. I was like, that's gonna be on it. That's gonna be in the spin-off. And I am so glad. I am so glad they did, man. It just that was a little bit too kagaku reaction. Kagaku reaction. Okay. But yeah, just chemical reaction. Incredible. They should be playing it more. I almost want to say they should be ashamed and disappointed in themselves for not having played it way earlier and not having played it last year, like at the 10th anniversary shows. Like incredible response. Incredible response. And it for the life of me, it really doesn't make any sense why. That's all I can say. But let's go. I'm gonna go through all the songs first, and then I'm gonna go back and kind of catch you up on sort of my sort of experience of those songs. Okay, so 22 songs. I'm just gonna go straight through. Awkward. Start over. At the drop of a hat. About Us. YOLO. Wonderland. Azure. Matchless Gum, Matt Brown, that's for you. S tier. Anemone, Page, Big Dad, which I called like right when I saw Miku grab an acoustic, and I'll explain more later. Memorable, Catharsis, Endless Story, Mirage, Daydreaming, Bestie, Choose Me, Chemical Reaction, Bubble, Manners, and then what the hell? Show them? Show them? So then the warnings show up and sing along? Like, what happened? What exactly happened? I'll break it down. I'll break it down. Hold on to your hats. Okay. So Awkward has always been one of my favorite songs. Awkward and Anemone. They're just beautiful songs. I love Psyche's vocals on them. And so when Awkward started playing, I was like, yes. Weird for a first song. But yes. Weird? Yes. And the whole mood of the show was so different too, because it was so far removed from a typical Band-Maid show. Um, but yeah, so the flow was a bit weird to me at times, but overall, I mean, it was incredible to hear these songs. Awkward was just awesome to hear. Beautiful stuff. Really, Psyche's vocals. I love it when Psyche has she shows her delicate side. When her vocals go very soft, when she goes like fragile and weak Psyche, because we rarely ever see that in any way, shape, or form. But when you do, it's just like, oh, your heart melts. Like it just breaks. So I was like, yes, Awkward. And then the next song opens, Start Over. I'm like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Stop toying with my emotions. I'm gonna leave it at that. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. And then At the Drop of a Hat, which was awesome to hear. Another song that I love to hear. Sound wise, though, there was so much, because I was in the back, but on Misa's side, and I heard so much more bass than Konami's guitar, and the balance being off, it kind of affected how I heard the song naturally. So, and it was a bit hot. Like the levels were kind of high at the beginning, and I think part of that was that people were just kind of listening. So there wasn't a lot of ambient noise going on elsewhere. So that kind of affected it too. But At the Drop of a Hat was awesome. And then About Us. So it's kind of weird to go into a very emotional state, having Awkward, At the Drop of a Hat, About Us. And About Us, very moving, very touching. I teared up. About Us was the song that really made me want to let the maids know how much we love them, support them, are there for them. And, that was at the beginning of the pandemic. A lot of shattered dreams, Budokan cancellation. And so that song has so many memories for me, so many memories. Great to hear. And, the first time, for those of us who were following Band-Maid at the time and were watching a lot of their live streams, when they would just be in some like undisclosed, like fully black venue, and they'd be doing their shows, which we got a few of them actually, if you guys remember. It's been a while now. But I remember when they did About Us, like you could hear Psyche cracking. She just couldn't quite belt out, that last note, and even just cries, like hitting that note. But tonight, and as per usual these days, like Psyche is just like, she just like grabs the note and is like, come here, like she knows what she's doing, and she just does it so well. She's so masterful. She is so in control of her vocals now, especially compared to how it used to be before. Like incredible rendition, incredible performance of About Us, very touching. And then YOLO is a song that, man, it is just awesome to hear every single time live. I think, that was one of the earlier first songs I heard from Band-Maid, that first batch. And like I loved it then and I love it so much now. And so the nostalgia like wrapped around YOLO is so good. And I remember for years I hated that term. Even just looking at the word at that term YOLO just like pissed me off. You only live once. But now it's become such an endearing, like sentimental little thing. But yeah, YOLO, incredible, incredible. And I can never ever like stop gushing over Misa's bass lines and her work on that song alone. And Konami solo. So awesome song. Wonderland was next. Again, Psyche killed it. First time I heard it, I was like, Psyche, what are you doing? You're kind of stepping out of your comfort zone, and I can hear that. But Wonderland, like again, it's one of those songs where over the years, with Psyche becoming so much stronger vocally, it just she just grabs it and just says, "Come here." Um, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And I really, it's such a. I don't know if you would term that many prog songs as beautiful or gorgeous, but Wonderland, I would say, is a gorgeous progressive prog rock song. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's a journey, and it lands so well. Konami solo as well for that tonight. Good stuff. She mostly played. It's weird because you guys know she has her signature, her private stock, but she mostly played with her Angry Larry, her red PRS, the anniversary one. So I'm not sure quite why, but yeah. And then Misa was switching a lot between her tobacco, her signature bass, and then the SG one, the red that she basically played for only a few months, and really, I think she only really played for using it at Shibuya Line Cube pre-pandemic, and then stopped using it live. So it was nice to see. It was really cool. But she switched off a lot. Azure was great to hear. Really awesome. Um, I was just kind of like it's a fun song, but over the years I've really come to appreciate it. I really like Azure. I love the acoustic edition uh, of it. Matchless Gum. It's always great to hear. It's one of those songs that um, I don't know. Not many people talk about too much, but when they do, people are like, "Yeah, it's an awesome song," and it is. It was probably one of my favorite songs when I used to watch a lot of the Studio Coast video. Yeah, it was good stuff. Shinkiba Studio Coast back in the day. That along with the Zep Tokyo. Wasn't it awesome? Remember that period where you're just like, oh my gosh, you would watch those two things over and over and over again? Like, what should I watch today? I'll watch both of them. Shinkiba Studio Coast and then some Zep Tokyo. Anemone, again, it's just one of their best slow songs. Misa's work on bass is gorgeous. Just it especially on the studio version, it sounds fretless. The way she plays it, it's so smooth, and just the build up on that song, good stuff. Paige was next, and I think I first no, I heard Paige at Shibuya Line Cube, but and then recently last year at their Osaka show. Yeah, that was the last. But it's just such a pretty song. It's really really pretty. Um, okay, so then I'll tell you this. All the other members, so that song finishes. All the other members are going off stage, and then the technician hands Miku an acoustic, so she's up there by herself. So it's like Miku only with an acoustic, and then my brain was just like, Big Dad, because it was a few years ago as well. This is during the pandemic, but Miku had posted a video of her playing acoustic of Big Dad, and that's the only acoustic thing I ever saw her do by herself. So then the minute I saw that, I was like, Big Dad! And lo and behold, um, my brain has really gotten worse for the wear over the years, and my ability to stay concentrated and to keep track of things is just like long gone. But somehow these certain things, I'll make the connections, and I'm kind of happy that my brain still works and that I remember these things. And then when I heard her just like play and start singing, I was like, yes, Big Dad. And so after it was all done, being a little bit obnoxious, I kind of yelled out, Oki Otosan, which is like Big Dad in Japanese, Big Father, literally. Um, so yeah, memorable, sweet to hear again. Catharsis was great because again, you don't get that song that much. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, the warning was very fun. Never diss start over me. I would never diss start over. I just will pass it by. Endless story. I think there was a shift. Kind of just a thought I had today was that there's a shift from when Freedom used to be the signature live song at a Band-Maid show, and then there was a switch to Endless Story. This is really, I guess, you could say it was the 10th year anniversary, when they came back the year before, as well. But I feel like that shift, it's a different era of Band-Maid where Endless Story has become sort of their signature song for a live show. But man, it gets loud. The place rumbles whenever Endless Story plays now. So it's good to hear. Mirage has always been an awesome favorite of mine, off of Conqueror. Yeah, it's a different. It showed a different side of Konami and her ability to make riffs, and not just rocking riffs, but like, it's a lot of different styles, very much more nuanced. And then Misa's work on Mirage is great too. Daydreaming, a classic, SJ's number one, more or less. Bestie was cool to hear. Just again, that chill groove, just, driving down PCH, top down, sunset, and just enjoying the breeze. It's good stuff. It's a good song. Um, Choose Me, I think I've mentioned this before, but Choose Me was the first song that I really tried to memorize. And because I listened to it so much, I kind of got sick of it. It's an amazing song, don't get me wrong. It's an amazing song, but I just heard so much. And yeah, don't get me wrong. When I heard Choose Me, I was like, mid tempo? That's like, that's like middle class and upper middle class. So this is like upper mid tempo, I guess you could say. So yeah, Choose Me was probably the most unexpected song to hear tonight. Um, but gotcha, gotcha. Chemical Reaction, like I said, I mean, blew the roof off. Amazing. Like that's, at least personally, like my energy was just like, oh shit. Like, yes. Chemical Reaction. Like I was feeling that song so much. And again, like it really, like, I have no idea why they do not play that song more. Like there is no reason why. Why? Why, Bandmaid? Naze? Please, more Chemical Reaction. And I do hope that's actually part. Ah, yes! Oh my gosh, how could I forget? No cowbell. Now I'm sad. Now I'm falling into depression very rapidly. There was no cowbell. There was no cowbell. Why'd you have to bring that up? Ah, yeah, shoot. Next time, Band-Maid. And then Bubble. Ah, It's never been a favorite. Like I enjoy the song a lot, but it's never been a favorite, like the way it is for some people. But one of the things, I think Bubble is a song that Psyche is really comfortable with, and especially in certain sections, because that's when she really just reaches deep and just growls and just like there's this real like I have it quality. Like when you're so comfortable with the song, like you can express yourself even much more. And like there's sections in that song, even from tonight, where she was singing, and I was just like, ah, man, she's feeling it. She's really feeling it, and you could hear it, you could see it. So that was great. Manners was great too. Um, it's not a favorite of mine, but it's still a great song. And with the mid tempo, and again, I was doing a lot of this tonight, not headbang, but just kind of that, that sort of song. Um, and then okay, this is really interesting. I had zero. Okay, so Choose Me, I wouldn't have thought, but their last song, Show Them. I was like, what? What? So there was a screen in the back, and in the beginning of the show, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see anything. I had no idea. There was no bow, so I assumed that there would be a screen, and there was. And so there were visuals going on. And then for show them, they started not not the music video version that you have on YouTube, but there were sections, especially of Danny, since Danny wasn't there. They played show them, and that also just like blew the doors off. It was you got if you're on the fence about that song, if you hear it live and you feel it and experience it live, like I don't think you'll have any doubt as to whether you love it or not. Like you'll love it. It's incredible. It's an incredible live song. And I have slightly mixed feelings. And so they used Danny's vocals, like, recorded for that song. And Misa doubled up and played Ale's parts, and then Akane as well. She doubled up, and she played Pao's parts, and then Kanami doubled up as well, and she played Danny's parts. So everything was played by Band-Maid except for Danny's vocals. And so they were playing, this video ver- version for live version, I guess. Um, and I didn't expect that. And on the one hand, it was incredible to hear live again. Um, and on the other, it was just like, I don't know. Do you guys know, especially for those of you who have some issues with like, pre-recorded tracks? And I usually don't. And it was mixed feelings. It was like, if Danny was there, it'd be so much more powerful and feel so much more like legit. It was still great. It was a great performance. Like Psyche killed it. She killed all the high notes. Beautiful stuff. Wonderful work, all of them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was awesome, and it was a little bit of I don't know in there. But it was still cool. It was cool to hear again live, and it's that reaffirmation that it is a great song. Um, and it's one of those songs that if you hear it live, it will change your opinion. I'd almost guarantee it for most people who live and breathe. So yeah, but that was the set list. What do you guys think? Um, a bit disappointed that Flying High wasn't in there. Um, I thought maybe Youth could have been in there. That would have been nice. But it's weird. Like Band-Maid definitely has some incredible mid-tempo songs. Like, yeah, really incredible stuff. And so, I enjoyed tonight. And for me, Ah, Smile. Yes, Smile. You're right. You're right. That would have been a good one too. Um, so yeah, I mean, over songs like Choose Me, you know, maybe over, I don't know. I guess Endless Story, but because they've done so much of it, maybe they could have thrown in something else. Even Unfair Game would have been awesome to hear again. Um, I could have, I personally could have easily taken out Start Over and put in another song. So, that's for me personally. But I mean, for you guys, are there any particular songs that you think would have been awesome as a mid-tempo song for this show? Um, yeah, let me know. And then let's see, what else went down tonight? What else was interesting? Mm, hmm. I don't know. I mean, that was really the MC times were short, sweet, fun. Did you guys catch it? And I do think, time would have been nice. Time would have been nice. Time is always nice. It's nice. Always nice to have more time, right? Um, but what was it? Oh, did you guys catch the Instagram live? Miku felt bad, since people did miss the show because of the typhoon. So she did start, having it, recorded. So did any of you catch that? And I know on Band-Maid Fans Cafe on Facebook that, one of our incredibly handy and useful and, um, generous, uh, members, um, Bartots, I believe he posted it, so you guys can check that out. Any oldies but goodies? Not unexpected. Big Dad. I guess Big Dad was kind of a cool thing to throw in. Yeah, and I did anticipate Chemical Reaction because of the clip that Misa had put, so she kind of gave that away. It was nice. Really was. It was nice. For those of you who have been listening to me and my opinions, and I'm in no way somebody who believes that artists should cling on to the past. Um, but just personally, I just connect a lot more with some of Bandmaid's older songs than the more recent ones. Um, and part of that is the nostalgia factor, like it was a period of time where Bandmaid was all there really was in life. And I can't say that anymore. Like things have changed. Um, I don't know if it would be considered hitting puberty, graduating college, whatever it is, but it's changed. You can't really go back to that time, but it was a precious time for me. And so, for me particularly, I feel like some of Bandmaid's older stuff, like their new stuff is good too, but I feel like their older stuff is more memorable melodies, more memorable riffs, just overall more memorable songs. Like they'll stick. But again, that could be due to sort of, a little bit of hindsight with my nostalgia involved. But yeah, no, I had fun tonight. I enjoyed it. It was an interesting experiment to do this. Um, and it's pretty crazy that Bandmate can say, "Hey, let's try doing a show with just mid-tempo songs." Um, and one of the ways that you could really tell that the songs weren't too much is that I didn't see Psyche sweat at all today. I didn't see her use a towel at all today. At no point did she seem out of breath, or exhausted. Like she was just, taking all of it and doing such an awesome job. Um, so yeah, I'm sure it was awesome for Psyche compared to how it usually is. because what you have to understand when Konami decides to go like full on speed racer mode, the BPM is incredibly high, the key is incredibly high. Like everything Konami continually is trying to just like speed it up, make it go higher, like do more, do more, do more. And I don't know, maybe sometimes less is more, you know? And for me, that what was great about tonight is that there's that space that's needed, I think, in songs. You know, there's the that negative space. You guys know, like Japanese, like not the yin yang, but like not the feng shui, but there's like negative space that works. And I feel like there's a lot less negative space these days with Band-Maid songs, but it's that space that makes everything else so much better when it's there. So that's how it works for me. But yeah, I loved today's set list. Great stuff. Um, it's hard to complain, even though, of course, I'll be like, I can nitpick a little bit, but it was good stuff. So I will say one more time, there will be a portion of the performance for free for Omeishu's up online at some point, and details will come. Um, Now, for the next about 5-10 minutes or so, I also want to talk about some other shows, just because it would be remiss of me not to mention some of these other artists that I've watched this past week. So since August 23rd, that's when I went on break. And so from August 23rd, Friday until today, I've been to one, two, three, four, five, six. I have been to 6 shows since last Friday. And very quickly, because I think some of you maybe don't have that much interest in other bands, I hope most of you do and that you will check them out. But Dim Rays is a band that I saw last Friday. Amazing metalcore, great vocals from Akane, the singer. Great death voice, awesome, again, awesome vocals, good stuff. I would say check them out. Dim Rays, it's one word. Um, Another one that I would recommend that I saw, Nekomeshi, that's Nekomeshi, Nekomeshi 222. They are a thrash metalcore band. Um, I think probably one of the best riff bands, like thrash metal riff bands out there. When I hear their stuff, it just takes me back to like the 80s. Bands like, you know, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, whatever. Like it's really good heavy stuff. So I would recommend them. Bad Bubble. The name's a bit slightly goofy, but another band that I would recommend is Bab, and then Bubble. Four-piece girls band. Good stuff, great riffs as well. I would definitely recommend them as well. Check them out. Um, Next, I saw Nikki, which I think some of you are interested in. A band that, again, has risen up pretty quickly, pretty quickly. So I would say that you guys do check out Nikki as well. They are under Pony Canyon, or a subsidiary of Pony Canyon. And they're a young band, even though they have a lot of push and finance, I think, in the industry to be able to pull some stuff off. And they do have great songwriters and arrangers. They're a young band, but I do think there's a lot of potential there, especially with the backing that they have. So I saw Neki, um, Jungfrau, Jungfrau. I saw them at their last live. They'll be on hiatus until I believe next year sometime. They have a CD that's only available at venues, but this is what it looks like. Jungfrau. So they're a two-piece technically, but well, technically it's a four-piece, but two members, official members. So I would definitely check them out as well. They do have stuff online from Team Athrash, and I think they're a band that you guys can check out and see what you think. They're also a bit young, but I think they have a lot of potential. And the lead singer Amane, her scream is, oh man, it's wild. It's wild. I love it. Um, and then, mm, uh, another band that's really sort of catching some flames is a band called Mellows. Like mellow, like hey, you're really mellow with an S, Mellows. Three piece. Rhythm guitarist Gina, who's also the guitarist for Bad Bubble, but her guitarist named Sally, who used to be in a band called Lipstick, which Mayu from Nemophila was in before she left it to go to Nemophila. Incredible shredder, like she's good. And then they have a girl, I don't know too much about her. Her name is Mio. Really petite, very cutesy voice. She used to be more in the idol world. Um, but Mellows is a blend of like heavy metal with very cutesy vocals. So that's another band that I saw for the first time yesterday. I got a CD signed from them, took photos for not for them, for Bad Bubble actually, but saw them last night. Incredible, lots of fun. It felt like I was watching a Transformers movie, like a James Cameron movie, like the big, heavy, the intense, and then like a little bit of humanity and sweetness, and I don't know, like it was pretty cool, but it's fun. It's like a very big summer blockbuster movie, popcorn movie. So Mellows, try checking them out. That would be Gina, I believe. She's the one with the black hair. So those are the bands, and there are other bands that I've seen this past week, but those are bands that I've seen. And then on tomorrow, I've decided to take the day off of shows. It's just a bit too much, right? 6 shows in 7 days is a little bit much. So, um, but tomorrow there is a festival going on in Shimokitazawa. Risky Melody is playing. Some of you may know. Neki's playing again. Quite a few others. So if you're interested, go on Twitter and look it up. And then on Sunday, I'll be going to see Let It Out Lydia. They released their new single just 12 midnight last night, and there's one more single they're dropping 12 midnight tonight. Great band from Miyazaki, four-piece girls, like awesome. There's so much fun, so much energy. So those are the sort of indie bands that I've been watching, that I've seen this past week. There's definitely a lot more to come up, but yeah. Having said that, um, I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying yourselves. I hope that none of you guys are experiencing natural disasters the way that we are here in Japan. There was another earthquake a couple days ago. It was like a 4.0 or something down in Kanagawa. But such is Japan. Um, there's so much going on within Tokyo and so much going on around Tokyo, and that includes the weather. So be safe, be good, be healthy, take care of yourselves. Once again, Band-Maid was great tonight. It was good to see them. I'm reminded that they are in a different league from the bands that I see more often, at the live houses, smaller venues. But at the same time, I think these other bands, they have a lot of potential as well. And I'm so happy to support them, be a part of that experience. And I hope that I can share that with you guys. Yeah, Hagane is great. Hagane is great. Um, so yeah, it's good. Keep your ears open, keep your mind open, and just listen to stuff. There's some really amazing stuff out there, and you'd be surprised at what one little song can do to take you down a whole other world, a whole other rabbit hole. So, last but not least, they were passing this out as they were also at the what was the last show? The Day of Maid. Um, thank you so much. It's kind of like a little flyer bookmark Epic Narratives in less than a month, September 25th. Epic Narratives will be dropping. So we've already heard, especially if you've been to their lives recently, there are 8 songs that have been played already. So I'm curious what the rest of it will be. But yeah, the next Band-Maid show, I did win 2 tickets to Fukuoka, which is their next spin-off show. That's October 5th. And I'm actually not sure if I will go though, depending upon like pricing and dog hotel and other stuff. But I'd like to. I think it'd be fun because the set list will be taken care of by Akane and by Misa. And then on October 20th, the birthday eve of Miku, it will be at Penny Lane 24 up in Sapporo. That's a show that I didn't apply for. It's because I have work the following day and it's a bit much. So, all right, guys. I am going to leave it at this. Any quick last questions, comments, thoughts? Drop them now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, guys. Thank you so much for having joined us. Thank you for watching our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Please like our videos. It does help us. Please um, like, what is it? Like, comment, what is it? Like, comment, subscribe. I believe those are the big 3. So no problem at all, guys. It was a good time, a lot of fun, and I do hope that you guys will get the chance to see Band-Maid again soon. No announcements of any tours outside yet, and nothing beyond this year. So hopefully it comes pretty soon. I'm sure it will. And until then, stay safe. See you guys. Thank you so much. This has been Peter from MNN, and I am out. Yes, and SJ and I and the rest of the MNN crew will have something special for you when the album drops. We'll do something special, um, but we'll have to talk about that, SJ. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Bye. Have a good weekend. Boop, boop, boop. You're welcome.